Welcome back, boys, to Neon Trash Production, and it's Dale Henderson's intro into October Daze.
Yeah.
And tonight, I'm bringing up one of the most Halloweeny movies that I could ever freaking conceive, and it's supposed to take place in Ohio, which is also a bonus for us. We love that noise.
Ultimate boner.
You really want to kick off your holiday season, or you're carving pumpkins? I suggest you guys check this out.
Yeah, I've seen Trick or Treat. I thought it was pretty good when I first watched it, but it's been a couple of years. I can't wait to revisit this one. Rocket and Dean, I'm pretty sure, are virgins to the old Trick or Treat.
I haven't seen Trick or Treat.
Yeah, so treat yourself to the trailer. Peep that shit, motherfucker. We'll be right back, guys.
During the spookiest time of the year, there are a few guidelines all ghosts and goblins should follow. Always stay on sidewalks. Never go to a stranger's house. And never go out alone.
This is the one night that all sorts of things roam free. Sorry. All these traditions.
Wait.
What?
You're supposed to keep it lit.
Why?
Ain't you tradition?
Putting on costumes,
I look like I'm 5. You look great. What did we do now? We meet our dates.
jack-o'-lanterns.
Why are we here? To pay our respects to the dead?
The Halloween school bus massacre.
They started to protect us, but
What in God's name are you doing down there? Hiding bodies?
nowadays, no one really cares.
This one's still lit.
What is that?
It's them.
Oh my God.
Look at me. It's not a trick. It's real.
Tonight is about respecting the customs, not breaking them.
Alright guys, we are back, and this is, just like I said, a fucking amazing Halloween movie. I love it every time I watch it. This thing is the epitome to me. I know this sounds ridiculous, but like a Christmas story for Halloween now. It's a new classic. I think it belongs in everybody's Halloween archive.
The actors are all pretty fucking decent. The music is reminiscent of Danny Elfman. And the set designs, I feel like, are the star of the show. Even if your thoughts are kind of drifting during the movie, when you do kind of go back to the screen, you're like, oh snap, look at that scene. Oh shit, look at that costume. Oh my God, look at that animatronic. And yeah, sure, there's a couple of moments with some CGI here or there that make you kind of go, all right, this is a mid-2000s horror movie, but nothing too distracting. And by the very end of the film, I feel like it wraps everything up in a nice little bow and even kind of erases some of the sins as they are of this movie's midpoint, you know, because there are a couple of, you know, moments of this movie where you're like, it's spinning its wheels.
As the movie was getting going, I felt like, man, this feels really generic. But as it went through, it was more that it was honoring the past more than it was ripping it off. I felt like the director must have like just ate fucking like slept fucking just what am I trying to say?
I don't know. What are you trying to say?
Maybe
The director really ate and slept during the filming of this.
Yeah, No, I
Eat, sleep, breathe, classic horror.
that's basically what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Eat, sleep.
I speak D&E.
Yeah. Basically, the director must have been a hardcore 80s horror fan, because really that's what bleeds through in this movie. Like I said at the beginning, like, this is fucking generic. You got the like teenage kids that are actually probably like late 20s, early 30s, and you know they're doing the typical like, oh, we gotta get dates for our party, but like the twist on that is pretty good. So it's like, you know, probably the first half of the movie you're kind of like, nah. By the end, you're like, okay, I see what you were going for, and it actually is the perfect Halloween movie.
Trick or treats. Smell my feet. Give me something good to eat, yo. And this was something good to watch right here. I thoroughly enjoyed watching all this. I enjoyed watching all those classic horror movie, Halloween movie tropes. You know, I mean, as soon as I was maybe slightly annoyed by a few, but I'm like, well, I mean, it's not necessarily like Dean said. It's not ripping off. It's paying homage to all that. And it's like, man, no, you can tell that the director really loved all that kind of stuff about classic horror and 80s horror, slasher films, monster movies. Like, we had every kind of monster in this, right? Like, we didn't just get Rubber Suit Man. We didn't just get zombies. We didn't just get beasts. You got all of that.
Kind of come together like a fucking Quentin Tarantino flick. It was like, the beginning was the end sort of thing.
I mean, well, yeah, like you said, like Tom said, it did wrap up real nice at the end. Like, it tied it up real together, and I really appreciate that, because there's so many movies, especially in this genre, that don't, or just end on a dud, or you're just like, okay, whatever,
This movie is really, really good. It does have some weird quirks, so I'm gonna give it a nice solid 8. 8 jack-o'-lanterns glowing on a weirdo's porch.
Not only does this movie deserve a watch, but it deserves a second watch or a third watch. Like, just to like put all the pieces together, if nothing else. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Solid 7.5.
I would give it a solid 7. It's not perfect, but the moments that are successful are really successful. The moments that aren't successful don't really detract from the overall film, and they aren't unforgivable. So, yeah, check this movie out, especially for the old month of October.
I also really, really like this film. The only thing I could really kind of knock it for is that sometimes there were maybe one too many red herrings here and there. Like I got almost a little bit of wheel spin. I got kind of bored waiting for the actual thing to happen. It was like, okay, and then you're like, wait, no, is this really it? Like, sometimes you can maybe overuse that a little bit. I think this movie kind of did.
Yeah, but overall, like 3 or 4 too many.
Yeah. Overall, still a really solid film, and I'm feeling 8, maybe even 8.5 with this. I still really did like it a lot.
Trick or treat yourself to this flick. It's perfect and definitely embodies the spirit of Halloween. I hope you're informative, motherfuckers. Until next time, tune in to Neon Trash.